Hello, my name is Abe and welcome back to Enter the Gungeon. If I can click on my character, thank you. I have a feeling we're not gonna have a crash, considering I still have all of the Mod the Gungeon stuff disabled, well, except for literally Mod the Gungeon itself, but the mods are still disabled, so theoretically, crashes should happen fewer and more farther between, which is nice. I'm also thinking to myself, hey, we probably have one of those items in the game that gives us 2 armor, considering we have 2 armor. It's the bad one, because all it does is give you 2 armor. It's the Tutorial Knight's shield. That being said, if we get the P-gun, then we get sick peas. I could go for some sick peas. I could go for any peas. Delicious peas. Anyways, how's it going today, everybody? Welcome to the stream, welcome to the run, welcome to the Gungeon warm-ups, as they are slowly continuing, for the time being anyways. I did play played like 6 hours of Dome Keeper yesterday, instead of even doing my Gungeon warm-up. Instead, I was like, you know what I want to play? I want to play some Dome Keeper. And that was a very good time, but I think 6 hours of one game is a little bit too much. I'll wait for the very obvious questions of, hey, what's the longest you've ever played one game? I don't know, I did play Gungeon for like 12 hours one time, trying to beat BCDD20T mode. That was a thing. That was a long stream that made me want to just die inside. But I gotta find more games to play and maybe have other warm-ups. Or we can keep Gungeon as a warm-up title. Haven't decided yet, but you know, that's just the TLDR of every day. I'm like, I don't know. There might not be an infinite number of Gungeon runs. I had a good time with Dome Keeper, but I don't want to play it for that long ever again, I think. Pacific Drive is something I want to go back to at some point. Doom. Username in chat says, God help you if you're ever going to go through Plutonia in Doom 2. It is he says it's a big mod pack, a map pack that became official, and it's pure suffering. Okay, well, the question is it doable, you think, for me? Do you think at some point we should pop into Doom, actually start playing through the old-fashioned FPSs of yore? Because that might be nice. Yeah, it's very doable, but not sure you'll like it. I suppose, here's the thing, I don't even know if I would like the original Doom's gameplay, you know? I haven't played it, I've never played it. I might play Doom and be like, wow, I really miss all of the quality of life improvements from the past like 40 years of game development. It's entirely possible. In which case, you know, maybe I'll just speedrun some of the early chapters in Doom and not worry so much about the fan-made ultra hard mode. Most fan-made ultra hard modes are kind of garbage, let's be honest. Our gun. We have plenty of keys. Shotbow. Whatever this one's called, Void Core, I think. Not bad weapons. How much do you like hit scanner, says username. Oh, is it filled with, is Plutonia filled with those, spider brains? I know a little bit about Doom and Doom 2, so I know that I think the only 2 hit scan enemies in the game are chain gunners and spider brains. Because I've watched a Let's Play of Doom. Shout out to Koskia, one of the best British-based YouTubers out there, I think. Dun 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 dun. There we go, thank you. If you ever want to watch someone play a Game Boy Barbie game, there's your guy. Okay. I love it. I love the Holy Grail. I love the Eye of the Beholster gun. Because as I've learned recently, it's one of the only remaining guns that we need to find for the Beholster Shrine. So, with the power of this gun, there's a potentiality of completing the shrine. And that would be really cool. I would very much love to complete that shrine. We can steal. Remote bullets is an interesting one. I'll take it. I don't really like it all that much. But considering we have the shot bow, I think that's pretty nice just to enable all of the shots to hit. So I'll take it, I guess. Dun, 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 dun. Username says something new in Gungeon, never. We'll never get anything new in Gungeon. Although we're gonna get something new in Dead Cells soon, although it's not gonna be new, it's just gonna be the release of the... Oh god, he went nuclear. The end is nigh, end is near, whatever it's called, update. It'll finally be released in a week, 2 weeks, something like that, something about in August. And then when that actually gets released, there will be no reason to go back to Dead Cell, because I've already played that update. I played that update quite a bit. It's just been stuck in beta hell for almost literally a year. Because the developers want to push development and resources into their Windblown game, which I still have not played. I forget, is that in early access at all? I really do need to look into it, because from what I remember, just looking at like the teaser trailer for it, I was like, meh. But to be fair, I think the only thing they really showed was like an animated trailer for it, so it didn't really show off any gameplay. Doesn't look interesting to me, says username. I think the thing is that we just need to see more of the gameplay from it, because any game where it's like, we spent a lot of effort making this sweet animation, it's like, okay, where's the game? You know, it's one thing to say that about Dead Cells. The game has been out for a long time, that they released all of these cool animations for the updates just adds flavor to an already great product. But they commissioned like a full animation without having a demo? I don't know, I just feel like, okay. You want to hype a demo? Is that what's going on here? Okay, hold on, stop. Oh, we got 2 pieces of the Void Core set. Hype me a demo when it's actually released, right? I should play the new Prince of Persia game from Evil Empire. I should. Still in early access, I believe. That's gonna be the, I guess, spiritual successor to Dead Cells, because it plays very similarly, I think. Lots of action platforming. I find myself not caring about a new action platformer right now. Like, I don't want to play with it. It could still be a good game, and I should really check it out so that I have an idea of what it's all about, but yeah, I don't really find myself being like, ooh, a Dead Cells-like. I want to play that right now. No. In the future, potentially. Not particularly right now. Perfect. Evil Empire is responsible for a huge chunk of the content in Dead Cells. That is correct. Realistically, I believe if we want to get technical, they were probably responsible for most of the content in Dead Cells because it originally was... You know, I don't quite remember exactly how it works, and I say this every time, but I think they used to be Motion Twin that got spun off to create Evil Empire, something. It's the same people. It's all the same garbage. Everything from the distillery on. Oh, so we have them to blame for the distillery, huh? Heard the new Prince of Persia has little content, says Velatrit and Mert. I mean, I would not be surprised. I would also not blame the game. You know, it's an early access. It's like its first release. You know, technically speaking, Dead Cells didn't have a lot of content when it was in early access. It had... Well, it had the Concierge, the Watcher, and 4 levels. Not a lot of items at all. It had like 4 swords, so... You know, if it's gonna be anything like the development process for Dead Cells, I anticipate them adding a significant amount of content as their early access is developed, you know. So I'm not worried about content. Distillery has some good weapons though, like Tesla coil. I never remember where the weapons are from. Like, how does that make sense that the Tesla coil is from the distillery? I don't know. It doesn't make any sense. I think I'll start blaming games soon. Tired of early access, and in Raven's Watch there was nothing at the start, says Velatrit and Mert. I still need to make a video about Raven's Watch. It should be coming out of early access soon, so I need to work on that. I don't like Raven's Watch, but I still want to make a video of it. Hold on, can I get free? Oh yeah, here's the secret. Dum 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 dum. Yeah, when I played Raven's Watch when it first came into early access, I was like, that's it? It has very little content, and the content that exists is not that fun. I think fundamentally it just kind of misses the mark a little bit. This is gonna be one of those videos where Abe is grumbling about something. I mean, I can grumble as much as you want. I'm not really grumbling about anything. I'm playing Gungeon, having a good time. Back in my day. Okay, I'll grumble about, oh man, having such a good time in Dome Keeper, and here I am playing a run of Gungeon. Rip. Username says, I'm fine with early access, to be honest. I mean, it really does depend on the game and the company and how they do it, you know? Some games do early access very well, some not so much. What's that? You want to hear me grumble a little bit more? Back in my day, we could grumble about whatever we wanted without getting any flack. Exactly. Kids these days. You only want hot new takes. Junkman! Welcome, how are you doing? Thank you for the resub. What's going on? My LJ friend. Let's get that out of the way. Here's my grumble about Raven's Watch. I'll give it to you in about 30 seconds, okay? I think that Mud, thank you very much for the Hold on. I can't read right now. I'm trying to continue the no-hit run. Thank you for the resub. No, the gift sub to username. Thank you very much. I prefer roguelites and platformers, says Vela Trittenmer, and they started coming out in early access too often. That's why you gotta ignore the games until they come out. And it sucks and it's hard, but you have to. But here's my grumble about Raven's Watch, okay? I think it is an art company that is trying to make video games. You son of a... He shoots so fast. They have great animations, good sound design, but they've been trying to make the same game 4 times in a row. Anima of Sola, or whatever it's called, Crypt Keeper, I forget the name of the one, Curse of the Dead Gods, and now with Raven's Watch. They're just trying to make the same game over and over again. They're trying to make roguelites. Their animations are great. Their gameplay, not so much. Their gameplay leaves a little to be desired. Thank you, Turtles. That's what I think. Nice no-hit talk, friend. Yeah, of course, as soon as I bring it up. As soon as Mud subscribes, thanks for nothing. Yo, Turtles, help me. Oh, they did it! That was fast. You want gameplay in your games? Kids these days. I do wonder, though, if specifically for Raven's Watch, if it plays better multiplayer. I mean, I imagine it would. But there, oh my god, so fast. But in Raven's Watch, there's a lot of... There's 8 enemies, and I am slow. I'm just gonna run away from them and slowly cast my ranged attacks until they all die. But if you had multiplayer, then everyone could take 1 enemy, and then you have 4 one-on-ones instead of 1 one-on-4. And as a result, you would be able to actually kill the enemies in a faster time with less hassle. I think that's a big part of it. It might just not be balanced around a single player experience in that case. Anyways. Don't expect a Raven's Watch playthrough at any point. Blame someone else. Blame you! Blame you, Mud. Fight. Whew. I think I should have been hit there. Rip secret level. Oh, we got Junkin. Hello. Yeah, that's the worst part. You have like an okay performance on the floor and, well, rip. No secret level for you, dummy.
All right, okay then. I guess I'll leave now. I know when I'm not wanted.
I've been trying to avoid early access games. The most recent early access game that I played was Helldivers 2. Oh wait a minute, no, that's actually released. Oh, sorry, I would not have known. We have fun here. Was Tiny Rogues. Tiny Rogues, I had a good time with. Played a lot of the content in the game. Oh, hello. May have ruined my desire to play more of it in the future. I'm certain I will, but not as much as I otherwise would because, I mean, I've already played like 50 runs of the game or something like that, right? But it was good. You know, I'm glad I played it, I think, in early access. It was fun. But you have to balance your early access play with thinking, oh, is this gonna actually ruin my enjoyment of the game when it gets released? And it depends on the game. Sometimes some games are easier to jump into in early access and experience them without ruining your future enjoyment of it. The easy thing to do, of course, is to just never play anything in early access. Just be like, nah, I'm good. I'm gonna wait for the full release and go from there. I haven't played too many early access games recently. I've been playing more demos as well, trying to anyways. I got a few to upload to YouTube and whatnot. Even from the Steam Next Fest, I still have a couple of demos that to be honest, I forgot about them. Which is the only reason they didn't go up. They just fell through the cracks a little bit. I think a demo is, I was scratching my head so I couldn't dodge roll. A demo is definitely different from a, no, I'm not taking the synergy. Definitely feels different than a early access title, you know, because you're not gonna dump 200 hours into a demo. You're gonna dump maybe 5. Gungeon wasn't in early access, right? Gungeon had a like a sneak peek beta at one point. I think it was invite only. They had some various like streamers and YouTube people play a version of the game, I think. But it was not a early access game. It was just released. It came out. To its benefit, I think, because it avoided, I think, a little bit of an early access trap. I also think maybe it's a testament to the design of Gungeon, like the developers knew what they wanted, so they didn't really need to put it in early access to figure out what they're doing wrong, you know? Like, which sometimes happens in early access titles. A developer makes a game, they release in early access, and people are like, actually, game kind of blows. And then they gotta, like, fix their game. Completely change up the design or something like that to make it a little bit more appealing. Gungeon, you know, the developers had a very clear idea of what they wanted. And hell, that, like, beta look at Gungeon, it looked like this, you know? It wasn't, like, substantially changed as far as mechanics were concerned. They probably, like, changed the color of the bullets. You know, you can look on some of the, like, screenshots for Gungeon on the store page, and they have, like, different colored projectiles for the enemies, and it's like, you know, some things were adjusted, I'm sure. Like, oh, you know, I played the beta of your game, it's kind of hard to see the enemy projectiles, and so the developers were like, oh, well, let's make the enemy projectiles larger, brighter, easier to see, that kind of thing. You know, that's fine, that's the type of feedback you want from a beta. But it wasn't in early access. Some games need that though. I think that the more strategy your game has, the more you need that. Because if we want to really think about it, something like Darkest Dungeon really did need early access. It needed players to really like hammer out the issues with the, oh right, I don't see the trapdoor anymore. Touch the chest, it's a P gun, I think. Unfortunately, it wasn't. They needed people to really hammer out the strategy. Like, oh hey, this is too easy with these abilities, it needs to get nerfed, it needs to get buffed, it needs to get whatevered. Oh, I think there should be, you know, more of an incentive to push and pull. They added corpses. Heart attacks need to be buffed or nerfed or whatever. And then, you know, all that stuff got updated. It got developed in early access. It was a good use of early access. There it is. Dang old trapdoor, man, kind of hard to find. Dun, dun, dun. Oh, he's freaking out, man! That or he's Jesus, one or the other. XZZXZ2, welcome. How are you doing today? You know, there's a certain part of me that wonders about Slay the Spire 2. Will that be coming into early access? Slay the Spire 1 definitely was in early access for quite some time. I even played it in early access because it was such a good game even then. It definitely had balancing that happened over the course of its early access development and whatnot, but it was a fun play regardless. I wonder if Slay the Spire 2 is gonna have a lot of EA time. It could, you never know. Because I wonder if the developers, you know, they made Slay the Spire, it's a fantastic game, there's no question about that. Do you think they need to go into early access for the second one? Or do you think that they have enough knowledge that they can just make it and then release it at the same time for everyone? I say for everyone, what I'm talking about are the people who don't necessarily want to play when it's in early access, of course. Coming to early access again, it says it on the Steam store page. I don't think they need to, I really don't. You know, they made the first game, they know what they're doing, they probably don't need to give it in early access time, but what do I know? I'm just some guy. I can stand here. Yeah, they're definitely not forced to go into early access. They don't need sales, or anything like that. They don't need eyes on their project. People are gonna be watching Slay the Spire 2 to see how it performs, of course. But like, do they even need the help? Do they need the ideas? Do they need the feedback? They've got plenty of feedback from Spire 1. Anyways, just thinking. Ah. Early access will all be like a marketing ploy getting to release dates? No. You do get, because I think that if you release an early access, you probably hinder your gain more than you benefit from it, because some people are gonna suffer from burnout from the wide amount of content that's available in early access for the game, you know? People are gonna watch streamers play it, and then when the game gets released, they're like, well, I don't need it. I don't have any numbers, of course, I'm just guessing, but that's my naive interpretation. I feel like I've definitely felt that before, where there's so much content regarding a game that's in early access, by the time it releases, I'm like, I don't need this anymore. And I haven't even played it. Maybe I watched someone play a little bit of it and I kind of ruined myself. It's gonna happen. Good thing Silksong won't be released in early access. I mean, that's a type of game that's really hard to release in early access, I think, because it's way more story-based, you know? It's way more of a one-off game. You know, it's not a roguelite that you're gonna be playing 100 runs of. Any game that has a long campaign, single-player experience, a story, it's gonna be hard to put that in early access. Honey says, I played Hades in early access. I didn't. That's one of the games that I skipped. Poor Junkin, he's having a hard time with the pits lately. What are we talking about? How about this? We'll talk about how bad the grass chopper is. What an awful gun. All right, we have ammo. Let's fill up. Oh, you're already filled. How are you filled up on? Oh, because I took a hit. Bonk, 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 bonk. That's right. We got that item. I mean, I like having the ammo. I'm just sad I got hit. Dump. Dump. And I will drop you and you. Bellatrix Mert says the sequel to Ender Lilies came out in early access. It's a Metroidvania. Doesn't make me happy. Well, rip you, I guess. I still haven't played that one myself. Don't worry, if I ever make a game and release it, I'll make sure it's not in early access, okay? I'll just put in a lot of DLC. You get to choose your poison. Horse armor or early access. If you had to pick only one, which one would you F, marry, kill? Early access, horse armor, or I don't know, what's a good third one? Only available on the Epic Games Store. There you go. You'll make sure to keep the demo up, right? I just don't think there's a reason really to get rid of the demo, especially not like one day after the Steam Next Fest closes, but maybe I'm just old man Abe, old man Clancy. Username says, hate the Epic Game Store. I just don't have, I've never purchased a game on the Epic Game Store, but I have like 100 games. It's starting to get to the point where they're rehashing older freebies to give you the same freebies again. What about horse armor in Epic Game Store early access? I mean, you almost had it. You had Darkest Dungeon 2 in early access exclusively on the Epic Game Store. Because of course, why not? Dude, I love these turtles on enemies like this. Whoa! High Shadow says, I can't see the stream! I think you've just gone blind. Ow, I'm stuck. Have you tried opening your eyes? Your eyes are open? I forget how that song goes. And now wait, I'm thinking of a different song now. Now I'm thinking of Yes. Isn't there a song Open Your Eyes by Yes? It's gotta be. And there are horses there, now I see, says Villa Trittenberg. Horses? Nay! Nay! I don't believe so! I can see other streams, says Eyeshadows. How many streams are you watching simultaneously if you can see other streams? Are you stream sniping on me? Or I was gonna say stream cheating. My brain went, nah, that doesn't sound that good. How about sniping? Yeah, there you go. That's something people say. It makes even less sense. Unless you're a bulletkin in my game. Come on, reload something. God, it's fine. I forgot about you, Junkin. I was you know, making sure I wasn't tempting myself. Yeah. I gotta make sure I break the chest before I even see what it is. Gotta give you all the junk, man. The junk, man. He's the bulletkin you lost a special armor piece to. I forget what enemy actually hit me, honestly. Connie says sometimes I have like 3 or 4 streams just running muted in the background. Why though? Forget about them, this is Connie. Try not to forget too much. Other than, you know, my name, my address, the game I'm playing, items I just picked up 2 seconds ago. Other than that, though, I try not to forget too much. Milk Jug says, bro, the Twitch mobile update, so bad, man, I hate it. I haven't updated my mobile app on Twitch. Hold on, that doesn't make any sense. Swap it, reverse it. I have not updated the Twitch app on my phone in like, I don't know, a year. It keeps asking, but I say no, and it still works. Because the last time I updated it, they added ads to the front page. And I'm not even talking about like showing a random streamer, like actually like, hey, would you like to buy a car? No, I don't want to buy a car. I'm not in the market right now. Thank you. Surely you're in the demographic to buy a car. Are you suffering from diabetes? Are you getting cramps again? Is it that time of the month for you? And I'm like, I always think back to that one time in like 2017 when Twitch did surveys and you could avoid watching ads if you did a survey. And the survey didn't load for me, so I just clicked random buttons. So I really have no idea what Twitch thinks of me. I could be a middle-aged woman, I could be a young man, I could be dead. The one thing I think that Twitch knows is that I want to buy a car, apparently. X says, speaking of buying a car, what do you drive, Abe? Well, are you looking to sell me a car? Right now, I don't have a car. I just drive a friend's vehicle if I need to go somewhere. But I had a motorcycle for like 5 years, but I ended up trashing it because it was my first motorcycle, the first bike I ever bought. I had ridden before, back home in the mountains, and it was my stepdad's bike. He let me ride it around in the back roads and whatnot. And I had a good time with it. I really enjoyed riding, and I wanted to learn properly. So I bought a really poor quality but cheap motorcycle. I rode it into the ground over the course of like 5 years, and it got to the point where it was dead. And now I am thinking, like, at some point in the future, hey, if I want to get a vehicle, I would probably get another motorcycle. I had a really good time with the one that I had. But I also live in an area with like half-decent public transportation, and I work from home. So the desire to get a car is very minor. And I know like 10 people with cars. So, you know, if it's ever like, we're going out to eat, it's like, all right, pick me up and we'll go. Oh, what's that? You live with me? Oh, well then let's get in the car. That hand had a gun! That hand did have a gun. You're not wrong about that. Get out of here. That's junk if I've ever seen it. Who has ever purchased anything from a streaming service or YouTube ad, says JMC. I mean, it's not about directly buying it, it's about getting the eyeballs, you know, getting the thought in your head of, I need a car. God damn it, I need a car! I need a Toyota. Toyota, I see. In Russia, Soviet, Yoda, have you? I work web support, says X. For car dealerships, I can see how much a dealer is overcharging you or not. All right, anyone who's looking to buy a car, you go to X. Although, let's be honest, they're gonna overcharge you a lot all the time. Can we talk for a minute about haggling? I've never haggled for a damn thing in my life. Like, oh, you're gonna charge me $20,000 for a car? I'll pay you 15 grand for it right now, cash. Who haggles? That's a definite, like, my generation doesn't do that sort of thing, isn't it? If I'm buying something, I want to know what the price is. Give me a dollar amount up front. Don't change it. As soon as I get there, don't lower the price when I'm walking outside of the door. That's not for me. I guess basically it's all just gone to like websites, haggling, right? It's functionally what it is. I don't have much experience with this, but like apparently when you go and like try to book a hotel or buy a plane ticket, if you leave it in your like shopping cart for a week and come back, they're gonna reduce the price trying to get you to actually pay it. It's basically the same principle of you're walking out the door and then the car dealer's like, well, hold on there, stranger, I'll give you a deal right now. You buy this plane ticket. Instead of walking out the door, I'll throw in blinker fluid. Connie says, I haggled my 3080 from 900 to 800. I'd say it was worth it. Oh, so you waited a week? Freaking do this. Actually, this is faster. We'll do it like this. Oh my god. I don't have a beam, do I? Oh crap. You know what, just blanket. I don't have invincibility, but somehow that worked. You're not dead yet. Power of flight. Yeah, it's not really helping the dragon, though. He's got wings. Why is he in the lava pool? Get out of there. Connie says, I was a bit worried with upfront payment on my graphics card and having to wait a week for it to get here. Dude, as soon as someone says upfront payment for anything, I'm like, oh, this is a scam, right? Well, okay, if it's from like a eBay reseller or something like that, if it's from a store, you know, that's fine. I would be very wary though of like an online marketplace being like, yeah, I'll just send you 800 bucks and hope that I get the card. If it's not in like an escrow or something like that, right? Why doesn't he fly? Is he stupid or something? He is a pretty dumb looking dragon, huh? Okay. You know what? We have remote bullets. This kind of works. All right, this doesn't really work that well. I don't know. Shotgun of love?
Shotgun of love. This lovely, lovely love.
Poor, this guy. I was gonna call him LJ, and then I was gonna call him Vela Trittenmert. His name is Junkin, because my mind went to, oh, it's someone from Twitch. Right. God damn. Because Junkman Cometh just subscribed a minute ago. Anyways. That's where my brain is. I'm having a good day, apparently. Just, what the? Oh, God damn it. I clicked off the screen. There we go. Good day, just a fantastic evening. It's a mudkip? No, he's a Junkan. No, he's a, I should have blown it up. He's a ditto? Is that the name of one? That's not the one I'm thinking of. What's the one that, you know, the phallic one that comes up out of the ground? It's that one. Aw, I'm so dumb. Diglett, yes, thank you. A guy thinks it's called Ditto. What, have you never played a Pokemon game before? No. Legitimate question. How come Power World didn't get sued? Like, we all know what it is. But how didn't they get sued? Milk Jug just says in all caps, "What's that penis coming out of the ground?" Hey, you know, I couldn't remember. Okay? can't copyright gameplay. Surely there was something that they could sue him about, though, right? Like, there was nothing. I refuse to believe that there was nothing that they couldn't at least, like, threaten legal action for. They're definitely trying, says Milk Jug. I haven't heard much about it. How are you guys still not dead? Best bet is probably character design. I mean, how do you copyright a bird? That's like half of the characters in Pokemon. Or they're just like, they're animals. Or they're just chimeras. Oh yeah? You stuck a rabbit bottom onto a cat head? Well, we took a cat bottom and put it on a rabbit head. Ha ha ha. Completely different character design. Really? You're not dead yet? Thank you. Guy is very tanky. Or Pokemon also copied from another title. Maybe. I don't know. Who cares? I got no horse in that race. I just find it interesting. Alright. Let's finish this run off. I'm done with you, Gungeon. Give me my ammo. Go ahead, shoot me. Give me my freaking ammo. Strike me and I will become more powerful than you can possibly imagine, yada yada yada. Ditto is the pink glob, says Connie. That's also like 5 different Pokemon. And Kirby. That's why I think the blatant FTL copy is not gonna get any flack either. I think they probably will. Because, yeah, they're not copying gameplay, but they're copying pretty much, I mean, they are copying gameplay and everything else. They're copying the design, the aesthetic, the UI. And like, they are copying the gameplay down to a T, it feels like. Like, the shield room is a white square with a shield icon in it. It looks exactly the same. Isn't it a mod? I feel like I remember reading that it was actually a mod? Like, I'm pretty sure it's just ripping the art assets off. Pretty sure you can claim a copyright on that at least. Bah. Anywho. It's a game I'm never gonna play. Cause just out of principle, really. Good run! Gungeon warm-up completed. Rambling finished. Old man yelling at clowns? I don't know any clowns. I'm not a big clown fan either. Old man yelling at the insane clown posse. Magnets, how the... When I was your age, I didn't know how magnets worked. Anyways, for those of you on YouTube, I don't know why you would have, but if you like this video, hit the like button, subscribe for more. Check me out on Twitch for when I go live. Support the channel at the various links below in the video description, and I hope to see you here again for the next run of Enter the Gungeon.